For the debate, I recognize the member from Ottawa Centre.
Thank you, Speaker. I'm going to split my time with my colleague from Spadina-Fort York. And I do want to start by thanking the members from Kitchener Centre, Etobicoke Lakeshore, for tabling this bill. And we do actually need to design, implement, and maintain a homelessness strategy with targets. Because without targets, we won't move ahead. We'll have nothing that we can, look at, measure ourselves against. And I'll tell you, when I'm the housing minister, I'll do it in one term. It won't take 10 years. It's actually the only thing about the bill that I thought 10 years, it's a bit long. Bet you if it was our children, we wouldn't wait 10 years, but we're going to for someone else's. Too many Ontarians have family members. We know that, or they know someone who's without housing or shelter. We see it every day in our streets and in our parks, and it is shameful. And the answer to it is not $10,000 fines, and it's not prison, and it's not building more prison beds, because you got targets for that. No, it's housing. It's compassionate housing. And if we are really serious about tackling this, we do need to understand the full scope of the problem. And as the member from Kitchener Centre said, the report from AMO really painted a stark picture of where we are as a province. And it's actually shameful. We've got at least 80,000 people in this province alone without housing. That's a 25% increase since 2022. And as I said, if Ontario is at a tipping point and without significant intervention, the number of people who are homeless in the province will reach 300,000. And at the same time, we know that housing affordability remains the dominant driver of core housing need, with a quarter of households in this province spending a significant portion of their income on housing. It is no wonder we have a housing crisis. These are the people in our province who are at high risk of losing their housing. And it's a matter of priorities, and this government continues to demonstrate that it always prioritizes those who are the lowest income. And we do know what works. We heard it from the member across: supportive housing and housing first. Absolutely. St. Thomas is a success story. Why? Because they invested in supportive housing. We know what works. We've got supportive housing across this province, and it works. But we need to scale it up. We need to give people the supports that they need to come out of homelessness. Just in my riding of Ottawa Centre, we have an organization called Operation Come Home. They support homeless and at-risk youth. They work with them to secure educational, employment opportunities and get them into housing. They're on the front line every day, housing kids who have nowhere else to go. But they can't do it. They cannot house all of those youth without the funding and without the targets. We know how many kids need housing. We know how to house them. We just need to do it. There was a time in this province when we did fund public, nonprofit and co-op housing, and that provided good, affordable rental housing for low and moderate income families. But we stopped doing it. We stopped providing good housing for people. We stopped building the housing that people need so that they don't fall into homelessness. If you want to end homelessness, you've got to stop people from falling into it in the first place. And yeah, it's coordinated with the federal government. And yeah, municipalities have to do their part. But we're like Spider-Man. We're all like pointing at each other and nobody's doing anything. We can actually get it done. We don't even have to create a new way of housing people. We already have it. And I'm just going to give you some practical solutions just to get you started on your implementation. When we're in government, we will create 60,000 new supportive housing units that allow people living in encampments and in shelter to move into safe, permanent housing. And we will connect them to mental health, addiction, and treatment. We'll create a public builder in Homes Ontario that will provide grants, low-cost financing, public land, fast-tracked approvals, and other supports to get 300,000 new permanently affordable houses built. And we will strengthen renter protection to make sure that every rental unit in this province is rent-controlled so that people do not continue to fall into homelessness. The time for action is actually now. It is now, or we will be letting down those who are at risk of homelessness and working-class Ontarians who are struggling to pay rent or their mortgage. I hope this government will take this crisis seriously and develop a plan to reinstate strong rent controls, introduce a public builder, build more, provide more funding to municipalities. And I want to tell you, in all honesty, my door is always open. I know what the solutions are. I know what the plan is. I am more than willing to work with anyone who really, truly wants to ensure that kids, families, and individuals are housed in this province. Thank you.